Hello, this is Glenda with AKA GK Fralin, a friendly community, and you are welcome. I want to thank everybody for excusing me yesterday. I had my back, I don't know what I did, but it just wouldn't allow me to sit up for very long. So it's better today. Responding better to some Tylenol. So I am going to be able to do a vlog today or tonight for you to see today. That makes sense when you on this end. Anyway, I think most of you know how these things are done. Anyway, I have a story. I've got elements from Glenda Wilson, and I have a story all done up with the elements she provided. So if you will listen, you might find a little bit of magic. I'll be back in a moment. Here is Fannie's favorite Christmas. Glenda Wilson provided for two reindeer names, Prancer and Dancer, a state where it snows a lot, Montana, a child's name, Fannie, and a toy or gift, a whistle. So this is Fannie's favorite Christmas. Fannie Clark and her family lived on a ranch near Billings, Montana. At 10 years old, she still believed in Santa Claus. Some of the kids at school said he wasn't real, but she knew he was. And when you quit believing, he quits coming, and parents pretend to be Santa. She already sent the letter and asked him for a silver police whistle. She also told him at the store when she visited him there. She wanted the kind of whistle her big brother had, much older than her 10-year-old years. Grayson, her brother, worked as a police officer. One of his jobs was to help direct traffic at parades and anywhere that the city needed him. He was the best traffic policeman they'd ever had. She knew because they'd honored him and given him a certificate for stopping an angry driver from getting into a fight with the person in the car in front of him. The angry man hit Grayson and went to jail. It seems he didn't like cops either. On their ranch, the Clarks had pens full of animals like little goats, some horses, and a lot of cattle. They also had a big border collie named Mario. They named him that when Grayson was still home, and Mario was his favorite game character. Grayson taught Fannie how to play the game, and when he was grown, he let her blow his police whistle once. She wanted to grow up to be a policewoman and have a blue uniform and whistle like her brother. Fannie wanted the silver whistle now, so she could use it to call the animals after they learned it meant food or petting. They'd had a big snow the day before Christmas. Her father said it was over a foot deep. That wasn't unusual for Montana in December. She knew it was Santa's favorite kind of snow, too. He lived at the North Pole, after all. Christmas Eve came, and she went to bed hoping this year Santa would bring the whistle instead of the usual doll. She loved the dolls, but she didn't play with them much anymore. When Fannie went to bed, she had big butterflies in her belly from excitement. However, she didn't forget her prayers and asked blessings for everyone and all their animals. She really loved them and even named some cows. She loved when they had new calves. With those thoughts in her head, she fell asleep. A noise woke her very early in the morning while it was still very dark. Jingle bells rang above her head. It sounded like something making clip-clop noises on the roof. She heard a deep voice say, "Prancer and Dancer, you are in charge, so keep everyone quiet. You know the rules. No stomping or snorting on anyone's roof." Could she sneak down and see if it was Santa? Could she stay hidden? She was a little afraid because Santa knew everything about children, even when they tried to catch him. She pulled her blankets over her head instead, so he'd think she was asleep. Fannie had a bedroom upstairs, but Santa had big elf ears. She knew he had super hearing. Before she knew it, Fannie woke up, wondering how and when she went back to sleep. "Fannie, it's time for you to come down and check what Santa brought for you," her mother called. "I've never known you to be so late to the pile of treasures on Christmas morning." The girl threw on her robe and ran down the stairs. She didn't even take time to slide into her slippers. How did she sleep so soundly? At the bottom of the stairs, she saw piles of presents. She picked up a tiny box with her name on it. The tag said, "From Santa to a special young lady. I believe you made a request twice to make sure of this gift." She ripped the paper so fast that even the small pieces flew around her like a horseshoe. The little box held only a note. She wanted to cry. But then she saw what it said. "Look up." Two little but important words. Look up. For when Fannie looked at the tree in front of her, way back on a branch hung a bright silver whistle. The 10-year-old girl reached in as if it might disappear. "What is it, my dear?" her mother asked in a kind of surprise. Out came Fannie's hands with the shiny treasure. Engraved on the side was a tiny script from S to F. That's all it read. She raised it to her lips and blew ever so softly, so as not to make it too loud in the house. "Well, I'll be," said her mother. "You've got a whistle. It's so shiny. Did you get it from Grayson?" "May I go outside to blow it?" Fannie asked, without answering her mother's question. It was her secret that she would hold in her heart. She ran into the snow and blew the whistle so hard that snow fell off the roof and plopped on her top. She laughed so as some of the cold stuff went down her back. Mario barked and ran, bounding in the snow up to his chest. Fannie heard cattle mooing in the distance and a horse's whinny. And even the little goats made their baa-baa sounds. "The animals are singing to me," she said aloud and laughed. Then she and Mario ran in the snow, making long, deep furrows. It was Fannie's favorite Christmas ever. And that is the end of Fannie's Favorite Christmas. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me this evening. And if you liked what you saw, please do subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and share it. And I will see you tomorrow. I love everybody. Spread that love around. It's a time of year, and just love yourself too. And I will be back. Good night. Fannie, it's time to come down and check what Santa brought to you for you, her mother called. I never known you to sleep slow